How was your day?
I got my nails done.
You did get your nails done.
Yeah, no, you didn't see yet.
I didn't. They're very pink and sparkly and swirly and sharp. I also got a bit of work done today, but they're not. It's not very pretty. I power washed my hand.
That does not sound fun.
No, it wasn't. So first of all, my normal job isn't cleaning latex tanks and such. My normal job is dipping the latex parts. We make a variety of different things. I won't go into it. It's a whole explanation. But today, since we're a little slow on production orders, I had to clean one of our tanks out. And it was a very dirty process. My hand is stained yellow from it.
Well, that's what that's from.
Yeah, the material is a yellow, oily substance that helps cure the latex, and my hands are permanently, well, hopefully not permanently, yellow. So my hands are yellow like I was jerking off Homer Simpson, and I had a bunch of black dirt on my knees like I was blowing farmers for an ear of corn, like I was going through a real struggle in the Depression. And then I was spraying off the parts of the tank that I had pulled out, and it was cleaning. And I kind of had the intrusive thought, like, I wonder what it would be like to use a pressure washer as a way of, like handling mob business. Like someone owes you money, but they didn't pay up, so you just kind of lay them down and just power wash their back and blast some of the skin off. I think the subconscious part of me gave in to the intrusive thoughts because my hand did get caught in it, and it was quite painful. So it was a whole ordeal at work today.
See, I think I like the vision of, you piss off a mob boss, so his little goonies, they grab you and they hold you up against a wall and then just pressure wash your back.
Exactly, that's what I'm saying. It's a very effective tactic. I'm not saying that I now have experienced that pain, have fantasized about doing it to other people at work, but yeah, so that was my day. I didn't get my nails all done and sparkly, but they are clipped and clean. And I can't.
Very sparkly.
I can't wear my fake tooth now either. You were present during my my chicken wing incident on New Year's Eve when I broke it, and I was wearing a fake tooth flipper until recently when I went back in for a procedure that was supposed to be an implant, but apparently the implant is a 2-step process. So instead of actually putting in a fake stud tooth, they just put the anchor into my gum, which was extremely painful. But now I can't wear the flipper because it hurts where the gum is now. So I'm just going to look like, as Russ put it, I look like I fucked my sister because I'm missing a front tooth. So.
All because of a chicken wing.
All because of a chicken wing.
They were some good wings, though.
Well, at least they were that. I was very depressed on New Year's Eve. It was a sad moment.
They were good chicken wings, though. You
can't
be mad. They were good chicken wings.
Make up for shattering my tooth.
It was an accident. It didn't mean to.
Do it on purpose? It didn't mean to. Like the chicken wing had any kind of say in the matter?
Yeah, exactly.
Oh my god. Alright, well if you're ready, let's go ahead and get this thing started.
Okay.
Gather round, we've got stories to tell. How the human race should be erased from space. We're horrible people and deserve to die. If you don't believe me, then I'll tell you why. We've caused genocides and mass extinction. Humans causing bad pollution. Amazon is burning down. California's on shaky ground. Ted Cruz in Cancun, people deny the moon. Gun crime is on the rise, hypocrisy and evil lies. Leadership is on vacation, God is doing tax evasion. Police increasing jurisdiction, overdue for extinction.
Welcome back to another episode of Overdue for Extinction, the podcast where we set out to prove that we as a human race are in fact overdue for an extinction level event. I am joined as always by Kate.
Hello.
And I am Anthony, as always. Nothing has changed
as
there.
Always?
Yeah, I mean, it's not really something I changed.
Do you want to be someone else?
Maybe. Do I have options?
I don't know. Who would you want to be?
Oh, man. I want to be Ryan Reynolds.
Everyone loves Ryan.
Everyone loves Ryan, and I have not heard one negative thing about him. I think anyone who has anything negative to say about him, it's because they want to be with him.
No, not even that. Like, every straight guy I have ever met Even they are in love with Ryan.
I would bang Ryan. I don't care what Kristen says. I don't care if it would ruin the marriage. I would bang Ryan Reynolds.
What if you guys had a threesome? Do you think she'd be okay?
I don't think I want to share Ryan. It's too special of a moment. It's like if you see a unicorn and
but you don't want to share that with the love of your life?
No. Not Ryan Reynolds. It's like if you saw a unicorn and you took your child with you. I mean, you weren't planning on seeing the unicorn, but you did. And the unicorn gives you a wink. And your child's just over here ruining the magical moment, bullshitting the entire time. That's what having a threesome with Kristen and Ryan Reynolds would be like. So no, I'm not sharing. Ryan is mine.
I hope she watches this.
I don't give a fuck. I will defend my answer while he pegs me in front of her.
Okay, I think you might need to hand over Jason for it, though.
Wait, who? Jason Momoa?
Jason, yeah.
Oh, I didn't realize we were naming celebrities on first names alone like we knew them.
Everyone knows who Jason is. I'm sorry.
I didn't know if you meant Jason from the fucking Friday the 13th.
No.
She's into horror, but I didn't know she wanted horror into her. Momoa. You know, I don't think I've seen a whole lot of anything with him. And I saw Game of Thrones. Aquaman I haven't seen. I haven't seen the Fast and Furious. Was he in 10? Was that the last one he was in?
The newest one.
Or the only one he was in? I don't know.
The newest one.
I haven't seen that. As far as I know, he's basically not even an actor. He's certainly no Ryan Reynolds.
No, apparently he has a really good show on Apple TV. I just haven't seen it because I don't have Apple TV.
I don't either.
He is more of a TV show than movies. I mean, Aquaman was decent, but, like, you got the turd.
I was going to say, but it had Amber in it, which ruined everything.
And so, like, poor Jason, his career might take a hit with everyone not wanting to watch the second one.
Yeah, maybe. I really wish Johnny didn't get shit on with that whole thing because Hollywood just kind of pushed him under the rug and now it's just like, no, bring Johnny back. He was great.
I know, and now Disney's begging for him back and he's saying no.
But I do want more Jack Sparrow.
I'm not excited for Margot Robbie's Pirates of the Caribbean. I'm sorry. Like, I just don't think I'm excited for it.
I'm not either. Unless she gets a titty out, then maybe I'll go see it. But it's still Disney, right?
Yeah, it's still Disney.
Well, there won't be a titty then. I don't care anymore.
And they're doing two different ones. They're doing hers, but they're bringing back the original and continuing the original Pirates of the Caribbean. And that's how they tried getting him back, and he said no. But apparently it's still in the works. I'm
going to have to get Johnny on the phone and have a talk with him then.
For Disney, though?
I don't give a shit who it's for. He can peg me too with Ryan.
That's like,
tag team me.
I mean, it pissed me off when Marvel fired, well, technically Disney, I guess, fired Josh Gunn?
James?
James Gunn?
Yeah.
I knew it started with a J, and his last name's Gunn. Yeah, the Guardians director.
Did they fire him, or did he walk away?
They fired him because someone found something from years ago that wasn't even really that bad, I don't think. But they fired him, and so it was a major outroar, and he almost wasn't, like, the entire cast of Guardians was boycotting it, too. They're like, we're not working on the movie until you bring him back.
I had no idea. I thought he just stepped away so he could do the DC universe now.
No, they fired him.
People in DC aren't thrilled about... Well, the fans of DC aren't thrilled that they've gotten rid of basically all of the Snyderverse canon up until now, which I haven't really seen any of those movies either.
I don't care for Snyderverse. Like, no. I think the beginning were okay, but then, like, it just got too much.
I think I've seen the first Wonder Woman. I've seen...
that was good.
Batman vs. Superman. And I think that's all I've seen of the Snyderverse. I didn't see Justice League. I didn't see Flash, which just came out. I didn't see Aquaman. I didn't seen shit.
But at least DC has better shows. Marvel has the better movies, but DC has the better shows.
I agree 100%. I've made that argument before. I used to watch Arrow and Flash.
Mm-hmm.
Supergirl I liked for a while, but it got to be real, like... And I'm a very left-leaning person as far as politics are concerned, but it seemed like they were really trying to push left politics, and I was just like...
I don't even remember how that one ended. I think I just finished Flash not too long ago, but to be perfectly honest, I couldn't tell you how that ended either, because that should have ended years ago.
I'm a few seasons behind Flash. I think I started the season after Iris got trapped in the Mirrorverse, and then I kind of like watched a couple episodes, and I'm like, I don't even know what's happening anymore. But yeah, it should have ended a while ago. And Arrow ended. I think I probably could have taken more Arrow. but Arrow ended pretty good timing, so... but here we are talking about things that have absolutely nothing to do with anything.
It's fine.
So let's pull the reins back in and get down to it. So you didn't have as dumb of a day as I did. I think you're gonna have to start preparing mentally to come in with stories of dumb things that you've done, because a lot of the times I do things regularly, and it happens to be on recording day or pretty close to recording day. And it's always shit. Like, I'm 33. Yeah, I forgot what I was. At 33, I'll be 34 in December. And I think I'm clearly beyond the prime of the dumb years of my life. And then I do things like try to eat a hot dog on the work floor and see my manager coming around the corner and shove it into my pocket so I don't get in trouble for eating a hot dog on the work floor.
What? I still don't understand why you didn't just hide it behind your back or something.
Well, I figured he was going to, like, talk to me or something or hand me something, and I was going to have a hand behind my back, and I thought I was just going to put it in my pocket. Like, it was going to be fine. Like, there wasn't going to be ketchup and mustard seeping through my pocket lining. And it was what it was. And then my nickname in the group chat with Kristen and Russ's girlfriend was Hotdog. And so...
Hot dog, God, take it, dog!
I think I'm something else now. I can't remember. But every time I get mocked for something different, I now change my nickname, or I get my nickname changed for me. And here lately, I've been feeling like an old person. I was talking to Karen last night, trying to figure out how to send her the segment sound recording. And I was at work, so I was very limited. I couldn't just get on the computer and do it from the microphone. So I was like, well, how am I going to do it? And I was like, well, I'll just send her a voice memo through Messenger. And I tried to send a voice memo, but it wouldn't actually let her download it. So I said, okay, let me go out to my car and I'll text you and do a voice memo on there. And then I was sitting there swiping on my phone, and I said, do you have an iPhone? And she said, yeah. I said, I can't figure out where this thing is, and I'm staring at different options, and I was like, this one looks like it could be the voice icon, but I don't know for sure that it is. And then I clicked on it, and it said hold to record and release to send. And I did it, and I released it, and it sounded like it sent. It made the notification sound that it sent, but nothing happened. And I said, that's weird. Hold on, let me try it again. So I did it again. I sent another voice memo, and it sounded like it sent again, but nothing appeared. I said, do you see anything on your end? And she said, no. I said, I feel like I'm losing my mind, like I'm 70 years old trying to figure out the internet, and I can't fucking figure out why I can't send you this fucking voice memo. And I finally figured it out. I had to crash the text app. There was just something wrong with it. So I crashed it, and then I sent it, and I said, thank God we got it sent. And then she ended up not being able to use it because she said she would just wait for me to get home to use the mic anyway. So
wow.
And then I had a pinched nerve in my shoulder today from the strenuous labor of cleaning out the tank.
Oh.
Yeah, so it's been a whole ordeal. I think I'm coming into my midlife crisis soon.
You know, I keep telling people I knew that this was going to be a rough week after I had my Sunday.
Yeah?
That was a fun day.
Did you have something horrible happen?
I sent an employee to cover another studio, and he walked out.
That's helpful.
Yeah, so I had to have someone come cover my studio so I could fly there, a whole 47 minutes away.
And is the crisis averted? Did everything work out?
Yeah. I was there for an hour and 45 minutes. They couldn't let a studio with no sessions go dark. But whatever.
I mean, you could just shut down the day, right?
They didn't want to.
That's one of the reasons why I stepped away from being a kitchen manager at the other job, because every time we were short a couple people, I had to run 2 stations simultaneously. And it's like, how the fuck is this ideal? Like, I don't want anything to do with that.
That's why I worked so much at the gas station, because everyone says, no, I don't want to cover shifts, so it falls on management somewhere, somehow. And I was the only manager without kids.
Sometimes not having kids is a curse.
I know. Should just start telling people that my 3 cats are my kids. I don't have...
Just stick to names.
I don't have cats. I got, Ash, Danny, and Oliver.
There you go. Well, no, I got an Oliver. You can borrow him.
Except I often refer to Ash as Queen Fluff. So that's a little confusing there.
I don't think you can ideally call the person that you're trying to pass off as a child as Queen Fluff.
But Ash, Danny, and Oliver, definitely I could do that.
Sure, yes. You can't refer to the cat as a dumb bitch if you're trying to pass them off as your children either. I don't know if you've ever talked about your cats that way. Sometimes I refer to my kids that way.
No, I just call them the crackheads.
Crackheads? That's another way you can refer to kids, so it can work out.
Exactly.
All right.
Exactly.
Well, I'm glad that your day is a little bit better at least, and we're going to get some nummy food after we get out of here.
I'm so excited.
You chose spicy steak ramen?
Yes.
Interesting.
It'll never be the same.
Well, the ideal thing about dinner is I don't have to cook it tonight, so I'm good with whatever.
And I figured it seemed easy enough. I feel like that French onion soup pasta might have been a little bit difficult.
Something that I have no confidence between you and Karen keeping this outside of Kristen's purview. Something has happened in the last several years. I think the children have slowly started draining her brain of capabilities of simple things. She used to be an alright cook. She can't cook for fuck all now. I don't know what happened, but the other day I was working a double and she had me come over for chicken Alfredo. Or there's no chicken Alfredo, it's just Alfredo. And it was very like, the Parmesan cheese didn't melt, so it was very like grainy Alfredo. And then she like overcooked steak tips, and it's been bad.
Okay, but like, I did offer her when she taught me how to make Alfredo sauce. Whenever I come over, if we want Alfredo, I will gladly cook it. I will return the favor since you guys are always cooking for me.
I will let whoever the fuck wants to cook, so long as I don't have to do it.
You know what would be really good? Your chicken wings
Uh-huh.
with the Alfredo sauce.
Yeah, that's you're definitely smoking. It doesn't sound terrible, but that's not a sober thought.
Neither was Alfredo sauce and white rice. Definitely better on pasta. I think the rice like tones down the sauce flavor.
Okay, well the next time we'll make Alfredo sauce to go with the wings.
Yes.
In the meantime, to get us nice and warmed up for the dumb that we're going to present today, I have for you another icebreaker question. However, this one's not a would you rather. This one's just more of a your own opinion and thoughts on it. All right, so let's go ahead and get started then with this week's icebreaker. Oh, Justin.
What now?
How much does a polar bear weigh?
How much does a polar bear weigh?
Enough to break the ice. Ah! Ah! Ah!
I hate it here!
Gonna have to watch her video sometime and see what card she put in. You all mocked my fucking monkey last night.
No, I mocked New Sorthy. We could create our own town and named it New Sorthy.
So I guess we'll leave this bit in before we get to the icebreaker. You can play this after the segment sound. So we wanted, now that we're doing video exploration, which sounds like we're getting into porn. Now that we're doing video exploration, I wanted to do title cards for the segments as we play the sound. So obviously it's not just us sitting here staring at the camera while we're playing the segment sound. And I wanted to contribute towards that because Karen was already doing enough work as it was. So I created an adorable little newsworthy Neanderthals jungle place card for the sound for a display while the sound was playing. And Kristen mocked me for having a monkey, which she said had nothing to do with it. And you mocked me because I misspelled newsworthy. I would like to point out, I was at work, and I put it together 5 minutes on Photoshop, which I haven't used in like 17 years, something stupid.
Something like sophomore year.
Yeah, sophomore year of high school, forever ago. Completely irrelevant. Are you ready for the icebreaker?
I don't know. I'm honestly like low-key terrified every time I come into this room. But let's go for it.
Terrified of what?
I don't know. What are we going to talk about today?
I wouldn't lead you through terrible times. All right. So our icebreaker today. If you were challenged to eat an average of a hot dog an hour for a 24-hour period, do you think you could do it?
If it was the hot dogs we had at the gas station, absolutely.
The gas station. What hot dogs? What gas station?
It was a Shell, the True North Shell that I worked at.
Uh-huh.
I ate their hot dogs, like, all the time. Like, I pretty much ate one every shift at that point. Ballparks. Ballpark beef franks. On the little roller grills.
Uh-huh. I would like to inform you, you can buy Ballpark Franks.
I know,
you
but they're not the same.
You don't have to go...
They're not the same.
What do you mean they're not the same?
They're not the same.
They're literally the same brand.
No,
you just told me they're Ballpark Franks.
I know, but that's what the paper ordered. That's what the supply order paper said. You know, that's what it said. Yeah, but they taste different than the ones you get in the store. Are they
sprinkling magic on the roller?
No, I can confirm that because I worked there.
You can confirm that they are in fact not using witchcraft to make it taste better?
I don't know what it is. I don't know if it's like they're frozen and then they sit in the cooler for a week pretty much, you know, because...
You would think that'd make it worse.
I don't know, but maybe... So, like, I would always grab a hot dog when they were almost time to be changed. So they were, like, they're nice and crispy at that point. Like, they were pretty good.
So how... Maybe you don't have an answer for this, but how many hot dogs have you eaten at like a maximum of in one sitting? Do you know? I can say my limit is, I think 4. Like when we go to Sheetz, they have the 2 hot dogs for $1, and so I usually get 4. And by the 4th one, I feel like I want to kill myself because I've had too many hot dogs. But I still eat it because I'm a glutton for punishment, and I clearly hate existing.
Depending on how hungry I am and if I'm eating anything with it, I can eat 3 right now.
3 right now?
When I was a kid, that was a different story because, you know, I was also that kid that we would go to Boston Market and apparently I would eat a whole chicken to myself.
That seems excessive, but all right.
Plus the, what was it, mac and cheese they had? Whatever side was the big side.
I have so many ideas for food right now. Now that we're talking about hot dogs, now I'm thinking about wanting to make like... what was it? I have to show you real quick. It's
Willard gets his hot dogs from Sheetz with ketchup, nacho cheese, and bacon.
That's odd. All right. I came across this. Where the fuck is that chat? This is so off topic right now. Oh, there it is. The fucking third one.
We're only at 28 minutes.
Oh, there it is. It's like a brisket burrito with mac and cheese, cheddar cheese, and barbecue sauce.
That sounds good.
I want to make it.
Have you seen the Sloppy Joe cheesesteaks?
No, but it sounds amazing.
I'll have to find it and send it to you next time I see it.
I think this icebreaker's been a failure. We just started talking about food again. Not about how many hot dogs you can stuff that. All right, so for a 24-hour period, you've got 24 hours to eat 24 hot dogs. How do you divide up? What's your tactic for that? Do you do a hot dog an hour? Do you cram and then try to give yourself room? This question was inspired because recently, as of like a week ago, 2 weeks ago, it was 4th of July. And every 4th of July, Mr. What the fuck's his name? You know what I'm talking about, the hot dog eating contest guy?
No.
Oh my god, what the fuck is his name?
I
had it up until I started talking about him, and then he became Voldemort where I couldn't fucking remember his name. Anyway, the dude though that eats like an obnoxious amount, like tens of hot dogs every year, and he wins the contest. Why can't I remember his name? What's your tactic? What do you think you're gonna best handle that?
I think I could easily eat 2 hot dogs every couple hours. I'll eat 2 hot dogs, and the next time I'm feeling snacky, go back for 2 more hot dogs, and next time I'm feeling snacky. Well, here's another question. Do you have to eat the bun with it?
Joey Chestnut. That's his fucking name. Sorry. Yes. Yeah, because what kind of a freak is eating it without the bun?
Children?
My
or
children.
Making spider dogs. If we're making spider dogs, I could easily eat 24 hot dogs in one sitting.
24 hot dogs in one sitting?
Spider dogs!
This is the longtime champ.
I've seen him, but I didn't know his name.
I don't think I've ever seen a picture of him. For some reason, I thought he was Asian. He's very much not.
No, he's just your average white guy.
Just your average white guy.
Just not obese.
63 hot dogs. God damn. How do you prep for something like that? 63. I think you do that out of a will to kill yourself, but you just can't do it in a traditional way. So
I don't know, but they legit train all year for shit like that. And, like, it's crazy. And then they have methods. Like, I've seen some people take, like, hot dogs or something that has, like, a lot of bread. They'll dip it in water before they eat it. And they pretty much just shove it down their throat.
Do you think people like Joey Chestnut, who enter these contests every year, cannot fathom the idea of eating a hot dog at all throughout the rest of the year? Or do you think he loves hot dogs so much that that's why he enters this contest? I don't know if he does other eating contests or not.
I don't know.
Because, like, I think, like, when I worked at Burger King, I only worked there for, like, 3 months, but I got free food. I worked at closing, so at the end of the night, if there was leftover food, you got to take it home. Or you got to make up your own burger or whatever, just got lots of leftover food. I got so sick of Burger King after working there for 3 months that after I quit, I could not eat Burger King again for, I want to say, maybe half a year. I could not fathom the idea of even smelling Burger King without being sick.
See, I worked at Arby's for a year and 3 months. And the one shift manager, every time we closed with him, he would let us just take a whole bunch of food for free.
I need to work at Arby's.
No, you needed to work with him specifically. I would walk out with, 4 to 6 roast beef sandwiches, some fries, some cheese sticks, a whole bunch of shit. All for free, right? To the point where I couldn't eat it for years.
That's why I never applied at Taco Bell. If I ever got sick of Taco Bell, my life would have no meaning anymore.
I have no idea what to get from Taco Bell anymore since they got rid of the quesarito.
They have, currently, it's kind of a temporary menu item. They have a grilled cheese burrito.
I don't like it. I don't like the cheese on the outside. I think that's what it is.
I also am not a big fan of it. I was super excited because they brought back their volcano menu recently. And I loved the volcano menu when it was out a decade ago. And I got one, which I didn't love because it was like $4 and I didn't want to spend that much on a burrito. And it was terrible.
The avocado ranch crispy chicken taco right now.
Those crispy chicken tacos.
Oh my god. I got one last night from one Taco Bell and they messed up the order. So we called and she's like, oh no, it was made right. And starts reading off the order. And didn't even let him finish talking. And so he got mad, of course, because the order wasn't made right. And so he gets angry, as he does. And yeah, he may have sworn a bit, which maybe he shouldn't, but she straight up hung up on him. So I called another location. I was like, yo, you got issues at this store. And then, we're talking to this dude. He's like, you know what, just come here, because it's my normal Taco Bell. He's like, come here, I'll remake it for you. So I went there, and I tried to order some, and they were out of chicken. And I'm like, bro, I totally would have given you more money, but you're out of chicken.
Every time we try to go have those, we have a shitty one real close. We have a couple that are real close to us. But the one that's closest to us, I think they hate their job so much that they put that spite into over frying the chicken because it's always crunchy. It's like they hate you and they want you to know it, so they make your chicken edible so you won't come back again. But the joke's on them because I'm lazy and I love Taco Bell, and even bad Taco Bell is good Taco Bell.
I don't know, but now I'm obsessed with those things, and that's all I can think about right now.
And then they're going to take them away from you because they don't love you. Because everything good dies. Because life is meaningless.
I could totally sit down and eat 10 of those in one go. Let's go.
So I think our icebreaker was a failure.
We're just hungry. We should have eaten
that's
before.
That's really the point of it. I got a bag of Lifesaver gummies down that I was munching on before the kids came down while I was trying to do setup and everything.
Totally may have stolen a few of those.
God damn it. That's why they're facing that way, because they were sideways and up against the bin. And then Millie came down, so I threw them down there real quick. And then she's like, can I have one of those? I said, absolutely not. And she said, just one? I said, I don't give a shit how cute you are. You're not having any of them. And then she was all defeated. And then we thought you were here because I heard you talking to Kristen on the phone. And I said, Aunt Mimi's here. Aunt Mimi's here? okay, I'll go upstairs for a little bit. And then you weren't here, so I lied to her, so, you know.
But she had a popsicle when I walked in, and she goes, Mimi, I've got a popsicle. And then so, like, I put the stuff down and whatnot, and, you know, you took the chicken, and I went back to see her, and she just immediately gave me a kiss, and then when I went up, she's like, where'd you go? And I'm like, I'm downstairs with Daddy. She goes, but come here. And she did her little somersault thing, and I can't help it. She's got me wrapped around.
You got a
finger.
lot nicer of an interaction than Kristen did right before you came, because Kristen was on the phone with you guys, and she was walking from the living room to the kitchen while Millie was lounging on the yellow plastic chairs with her popsicle, and she goes, move, you're in my way. And I said, you fucking made her this way. Like, don't look at me for shit. I helped produce the being. You gave her the attitude.
It's a middle child, man. But maybe that's why, like, her and I are so...
Because you're the forgotten middle.
It's the middle child syndrome. We bond.
She doesn't have to be an asshole, though.
It's okay. It's okay. Y'all just had my child for me
in
that one.
You can fucking take her with you, too.
That's what Kristen tells me all the time. She'll legit text me, come get your daughter.
We woke up in bed, not this morning, but yesterday morning. She was just in bed. We have no idea when she came up or anything. Kristen rolled over and she was there.
I used to do that a lot, too. And, like, if I couldn't fit up, like, on either side of them or between them, I would just lay at the foot of the bed and I would pull the blanket up over me and I'd just curl up and I'd sleep there at their feet.
This is why we have a king-size bed, because shit like this happens. And then we also sleep with our own blankets. We don't share a blanket because we're both bed hogs, or blanket hogs, and we steal from each other.
Yeah, we used to have that problem until Kristen and Karen got me that big 10-foot blanket, and now he still says it's too much blanket, but he still ends up with most of it, but I still have enough that I'm happy.
Yeah, you got 100 square feet of blanket, so I would hope that's enough.
He thinks it's too much.
It is too much.
No.
We have, like, I think she got one for Mother's Day, I got her, and then each of the kids got a knockoff one. I think our mom got her another one, so we got like we have 400 square feet of blankets, at least, not including all the regular size, like throw blankets and shit here.
Imagine the awesome blanket fort you could make, though.
Imagine how much room I'd have if we didn't have so many blankets.
No, the awesome blanket fort.
Anyway.
It's okay, so we'll just buy a duplex together, right? We'll buy a duplex and we'll knock down the middle wall and we'll take some of those blankets and we'll build like a little blanket fort in between, and you have to go through the blanket fort to get to each other.
And then when everyone's over on the other side, I'm going to rebuild the wall.
No. You're gonna build the wall, huh?
Yes, that's the only time I've been supportive of Build the Wall. Get everyone the fuck out. Alright, now that we're nice and warmed up, I think we can go ahead and dive into the Dumb of the Week. So we're not just talking about hot dogs and
oh, please,
brisket
get me off of
tacos.
food. I'm so hungry.
Yeah, I was gonna say, the sooner we get this done, the sooner Kristen can make us dinner and we can get on with our lives. Traditionally, we're going to go ahead and dive into a newsworthy Neanderthals, not the whatever you fucking called it last night.
Newsworthy.
Newsworthy Neanderthals.
And that's what the people of that town are called. You know, it's a nickname.
The Newsworthians?
The Neanderthals.
Oh, they're the Neanderthals.
And that is the school's mascot. We could totally do this.
We're starting a new town? We can't even get through the podcast. I was concerned because I've got like 4 segments when normally I prepare 5. And I was like, well, this isn't good. We're going to have to find some way to fill... No, we don't have to find a way to fill time. We've done it. We're talking about hot dogs and burritos and spicy steak ramen or whatever the fuck we're having.
And chicken wings with
and
Alfredo
chicken
sauce.
Wings with Alfredo sauce. And yeah, so I think we're good on time. If anything, we're going to be holding people hostage.
Karen's going to be killing us.
She is. She's going to have to get inebriated just to do the editing for this.
Warning. No, I'll text her later.
Okay. So, without any further ado, if you're ready to get into this week's Newsworthy Neanderthals, we'll see what idiot we've got this time.
Let's go.
Okay, let's go.
Breaking news. This just in.
Everyone, big dumb.
Alright, so I have this very lovely woman here. If you had to take a guess, what do you think someone of this caliber of a woman was arrested for? And there will hopefully be a picture behind us. If you have watched the last episode, you will see that
there was a cat right here with balls.
There was a cat with balls. Unfortunately, there was an entire green screen wall behind it because Karen hasn't yet figured out the editing, and that's fine because she still knows more than I do, but she didn't have time to do green screen editing learning in DaVinci Resolve. So it kind of looks like a middle school computer design program is what we put together.
I hope she pops the cat back in for that one part, though.
Puts the testicles on my head.
Yeah, because I just...
Anyway, so hopefully we'll have a picture displayed. If not, we'll have a green screen wall again, but you'll see her like right here. We'll have something for you while we're learning how to do all this video bullshit. All right, what do you think she did?
I don't know. I hope it doesn't involve a child, though.
I would not bring up stories of people, and harming children. I did have we were doing birthday stories, Florida man stories for people with birthdays.
Did you ever do mine?
What was your birthday?
March 20th.
I don't know.
You said you were going to do one for me because I was born in Florida.
And did you listen to the episode that corresponded around that time? No, you did not. So I probably did.
But you don't know.
I
guess we'll just have to go back and find out later.
Yeah, we will. No, but I can't remember one person who I was trying to do a birthday story for. Their dates or their birthday corresponded with only horrible Florida man stories. There was one where a dude like beat a child. There was another one where a guy raped a woman. It was just like, I can't do a person's birthday story for this date because it just does not have any good stories. I think we did end up finding something, just something that was kind of like mediocre, but that we tried to put a little bit of a funny spin on it, just because it wasn't someone getting murdered or raped or something. And it was like, Jesus fucking Christ, can you not be born on that day? So I avoid those stories because obviously they're a little bit hard to make funny or to digest for listening. If you're curious what this woman has done, she was arrested during an employment meeting with the sheriff's department. So she was already there.
Why do I feel like I heard about this?
You may have. This occurred on June 29th this year, so just last month. So what had happened was this woman was arrested for driving under the influence during an employment meeting with the Marshall County Sheriff's Department. According to the Sheriff's Department, Nicole Sniadecki of Plymouth came in just before 9 a.m. for a scheduled meeting related to her inquiry into employment with the department. So she went to the Sheriff's Department for a job interview intoxicated. Now, you are a fan of, I was going to say you're a fan of living a little bit loosely. That sounds like it could be interpreted in many different ways. But you enjoy your pen and you enjoy drinking.
I don't drink and drive, though.
No, you're responsible about your...
and I will be sober before I leave here.
Extracurricular activity. Yeah, you're drinking
guaranteed.
the monster that you mocked me for last week.
It's 6%. Yeah, I'm going to mock you.
And I've got some Corona this time, so I'm having actual alcohol like a big boy.
I don't like beer, though, so I'm still going to mock you.
Well, there's rum and all that. Is there rum? I don't know. There's something upstairs. Bourbon,
Chut.
Peach, whatever. Anyway, so have you tried to calm your nerves by going in a little bit intoxicated or inebriated in any way, just to kind of put the anxiety to bed?
No.
You've always gone in just very sober and in the moment?
Yeah.
Okay, I have too, but I have worked with people, especially at the restaurant that I worked at, who would go on their lunch break or whatever and come back very high. And it's just like, good for you. I'm glad that you're enjoying being at work because somebody has to be. But I know what I'm like when I smoke, and there's no way in fuck I can concentrate on what toppings I'm supposed to put on this pizza, especially when there were supposed to be certain rules, like if there's mushrooms, it goes under the cheese, and if there's pepperoni and mushrooms, both of those go under the cheese, and onion goes under the cheese, and everything else goes on top, and like sometimes it would be like, they want pepperoni on the whole thing, but only half of it has mushrooms, so the pepperoni and mushrooms are on the bottom of one half, and then on top on the other. All these very specific rules about topping placements. No chance in fuck. I've stopped playing video games when I smoked because I would just sit there and stare at it going, what the fuck was I doing? I can't for the life of me keep my thoughts together or in order when I smoke.
See, it takes a lot to get me to that point now. So I'm not often there. I like to call myself a functional stoner, where like I typically can be high and get through my day and manage and whatnot. But just when it comes to work or interviews or anything, like, no thank you. I keep that outside.
Yeah,
I'm a very responsible person.
I love having children. I absolutely do. We're gonna have to get like a egg carton fort and put it around us and the microphone so that we don't have any sound coming from outside. Well, it's good to hear that you're very responsible and aware of when is appropriate to partake and when isn't. This woman, however, was very much not so. So while speaking with Sneadecki, I don't like her last name. She's got to change that shit. She's got to get married or something. I don't know. Or maybe she is married. She needs divorce. Like, she needs to change it for my sake. Catherine Joe Snyder observed slurred speech along with an alcohol smell in her breath. She admitted to driving to the sheriff's department and consuming alcohol that morning. Detective Lieutenant Les McFarland obtained a certified breath test which showed a result of .158, nearly twice the legal limit. Obviously, she was taken to Marshall County Jail for operating a vehicle while intoxicated and given a cash bond of $1,500.
And obviously didn't get the job.
Obviously. She arrived at the job, and she is so dedicated she's going to stay at the job. So, I don't know. She doesn't sound like she failed, necessarily.
But I don't think she's getting paid for her time there.
If anything, she was happy to pay them.
Exactly.
I don't have any more information about if she got out or anything.
And see, that's another thing. Like, I always drink at the end of the night when I'm home in bed, relaxing. Because I'm sorry. My job has turned me into an alcoholic. So I gotta drink at the end of the night.
You gotta do what you gotta do. I didn't used to... I mean, it wasn't like out of principle of like, oh, everyone who smokes and drinks is a fucking sinner, and I can't be like, well... I just never... I'm 33 years old, and I didn't know where the fuck I could go to get weed, because I don't have a medical card. And we just learned about Delta 8 from you. So, like, that was a whole revelation to us.
Got a strawberry one this time.
Did you? I was in the Christmas supposed to put in a request for an order.
Got a strawberry one. It's the best strawberry one.
Well, good. So there will be some... Because that last one tasted like skunk ass. And I think if you're going to enjoy getting high, you should be able to enjoy the process as well.
Right. This one's supposed to be blueberry something. I don't think it really tastes like blueberries. Like, the strawberry's definitely better.
Well, next time you'll get the strawberry then, won't you?
I got a strawberry for me.
Uh-oh. Did we not get one?
You got one?
Oh, okay.
I bought the last two they had.
Oh, okay.
So there's one for us and one for you.
God damn.
I share.
Well, we're going to get stupid on one of these episodes, and we're going to smoke it up.
Man, I'm gonna need a lot for that.
I don't know if I'll even have anything.
Or something. We're gonna have to order some edibles too for that.
See, my tolerance is slightly lower because I've just kind of started and I only periodically take edibles. So like 10 was like enough to make me 10 milligrams was enough to make me like get loopy and not really be able to focus on things. And the last couple of times I've taken 10 milligrams, it hasn't done anything hardly. I felt like a little bit lightheaded, but that was it. So now I'm like, oh shit, well now I gotta do better. So my brother gave me a 20 milligram gummy for when we were having Trace's birthday party. And so I've been waiting to take that for the night that I was going to be home and sleep and then not have to wake up super early. So, like, I'm not looking to take it at 11 p.m. on a Sunday night when I got to get up and go to work.
Right. Because
sometimes it stays with you for a little bit after you wake up the next day and you're a little bit brain fogged. And I have fucked up because I've gone in a little bit off my mind. So, yeah, it's a lot of fun. I try to be more careful that I'm not always so.
I haven't really had an issue except for there was a couple of times where I did acid and that stayed with me overnight. I was not completely done tripping when I had to go to work the next day. But that was a complete accident. Like, I had taken it, I think, like, not the night before, but the night before. That was a fun time.
Not the night before, but the night before.
Yeah. Yeah, so, like, I went to work one morning, but I did not take it the night before. It was, like...
I know what you mean,
that.
but you used literally the same 2 words.
I know, because I don't know how to describe it.
2 days prior?
Okay, so say if I had work on a Wednesday, I didn't take it Tuesday night, I took it Monday night.
See how much easier that was? Not the night before, but the night before. What about the?
We got videos.
What about the people who are listening on their phone and not watching the video?
Well, they're missing out.
They can't see this.
They're missing out. I talk with my hands.
I don't know that anyone who has given us their precious little time is missing out on anything. I feel like, if anything, we probably owe some kind of compensation to anyone who's listening.
Cough, cough, Karen.
Karen's already being compensated. She's good. And when she's not good, she's got her materials to be good, so. God damn. Anything you want to add on this story before we get out of here?
No.
Okay.
She dumb.
She did dumb. If you're going to go interview for a job at a sheriff's department, why you would think going in inebriated, like if it's for anxiety and nerves and all that, I kind of understand, but it's one of those things you kind of just have to go in very of mind and just fucking do it.
Listen to music or something, like, there's got to be some other way you relax.
Yeah, like if you're going for a job interview for daycare, maybe listen to some Screamo murder music or something.
I will say I totally listen to very upbeat emo music to this day every time I go in for a job interview.
Yeah?
Yeah, that is what I'm jamming to. Upbeat emo music.
It's kind of an oxymoron almost.
Upbeat emo music?
Yeah.
I mean, so, like, there was this time in high school.
Oh, boy. At least it wasn't band camp.
No, high school. We were waiting for drama practice to start, and I'm sitting there, and I'm doing something, and I'm listening to music. And this girl comes up, and she goes, "What are you listening to?" Listen to it for a little bit, and she goes, "You listen to much happier music than I would have expected."
Did you think you were like Papa Roach, Cut My Life into Pieces, or
I did listen to Papa Roach then, but
maybe some Black Parade,
I don't
My
know.
Chemical Romance.
I don't know, but, like, I listened to a lot of the Summer set, the Ready set, Boys Like Girls, All American Rejects, you know, that upbeat stuff.
You're gonna go see Boys Like Girls.
No.
Kristen found the concert. She's like, "Can I go?" I was like, "I don't even know if I know one of their songs. Like, I don't have any desire to go." And she's like, "That's fine. Kate will go." I said, "Well, then fucking take Kate."
We already saw them once.
Oh, well,
You didn't know that?
No.
Oh my god. So it was the Ready set, Boys Like Girls, and All American Rejects. And I got to meet Jordan Witzegruder from the Ready set, and that was fantastic. Except for I posted the picture on Facebook, and then one of my grandmothers was like, "Who's the towel head?" And I'm like, "That's a beanie."
First off, that's racist.
Then Boys Like Girls was pretty good. And then the lead singer of All American Rejects, he was fairly intoxicated to the point where the security guards were wearing yellow shirts, and he saw the one standing in front of the stage, and he just started calling him the Banana Man, and he was the Banana Man the rest of the night. See, it's always a fun time.
Kristen may have told me this, but there's a innate rule about being married where you have to just block everything out, or you let it in and immediately forget about it, and then you just pretend like you never heard it before.
We had the wildest adventures every time we went to a concert. I said, at least this time we're both adults.
Yeah, well, maybe from now on, if she wants to drive a point home, she needs to tell you to tell me, because we're not married, so I don't have that blocker in place for the things you say. It might work, it might not.
Until you start learning what's coming from her, and then you start blocking that out.
Right. If we're sitting here talking about people showing up for job interviews at sheriff departments intoxicated, and you go, "Hey, by the way, Amelia has a dentist appointment on the 4th. I'm gonna be like, "What?" Okay, if you say so. And then it'll stick with me, because I'm gonna go out after we quit recording and go, That was fucking weird. What is she telling me about Amelia's doctor's appointments for? How does she fucking know?
Because she's my daughter, apparently.
Well, we're gonna pack her bag so you get to go home. God, she's fucking up there tormenting Oliver. I guarantee it.
It's the middle child syndrome.
So, now that we've examined our dumb person for the week, I am curious if you would like to go shopping.
What are we shopping for?
Well, we're cheap and we don't have money to get things brand new. So, I found a great deal on a marketplace ad for you.
What's that?
All right. Before we get into it, let's let Karen do her thing because we got bitched at before for not setting her up at all. So, Karen, roll that beautiful bean footage for What a Deal. Step right up, step right up. Look at the amazing wares I've brought for you to ogle.
Let's see here. This is all junk. Is that a half chewed on eraser?
Ah, could your ordinary half-chewed eraser do this?
Whoa! What a deal!
All right. So, Facebook Marketplace is a wonderful and terrible playground of things you can buy. Have you been browsing on there at all on your own? It's kind of become
like
the new
a
Craigslist.
washer, dryer,
Okay, so you...
house appliances.
Okay. They have a lot of random things. When the pandemic really hit and you couldn't find toilet paper or hand sanitizer, I saw people selling squirts of hand sanitizer and partially used rolls of toilet paper on Marketplace before. So sometimes people have a sense of humor about what they post. Sometimes I fear the things that they post is very legitimate and they have no concern about words are fucking hard.
That's the truth.
They're not worried about the ramifications of what they posted. I don't think that's the word I was looking for, but it's good enough for me.
Consequences?
Maybe. I don't fucking know at this point. Already in one ear, out the other. And it was my own tongue.
Ouch.
Not you.
Oh.
Myself. So, I dug through Facebook Marketplace. I didn't find this post on my own Marketplace. I want to be very clear. I did not search for this. My search history is full of dark things. This is not one of them. This is a post that I came across for edible panties.
Oh, and they're used. I've seen that too.
Yes. As you have indicated, they are in fact used. So, let's go ahead and talk about what makes this such a great deal. The listing is for, I think they're licorice made out of licorice?
They are typically made of licorice.
Or gummy. You're the expert. You did work at a sex shop.
And they were typically made, they was either licorice, or you remember the candy necklaces?
Uh-huh.
We had a whole panty set, a bra, and a boxer set.
That's very involved.
Yeah, it was inclusive.
Sure.
Everyone could have candied undergarments.
Well, this person decided that it wasn't going to work out for them. They posted edible panties, only selling because I didn't know my boyfriend didn't like licorice. Licorice? Licorice?
Licorice. That's how you spell licorice.
Are you saying with a
Licorice.
Licorice? It doesn't have an SH. It's Licorice.
I know, but that's how it's pronounced, is licorice.
But is that just us being dumb Ohio hillbillies, like people say warsh? We gotta get an AI here.
Licorice.
So you do pronounce it licorice?
Yes.
Is it like a French word?
Licorice.
No, that's the American pronunciation. You want to hear how the British pronounce it?
Licorice.
Licorice? I don't even know her. It's fucking stupid.
You are.
Anyway, this woman goes on to say, fit size large, but you can eat around the waistband and retie smaller. See, modern problems require modern solutions. Only worn once, so, it's relatively clean. Like new condition, $40 or best offer. What are your thoughts about this wonderful deal? First off, how much are they brand new? Or roughly, like what maybe you were. I'm not suggesting you shop for it, but you worked it.
$15-20.
15. This bitch is selling them for 40 used ones. I guess though, it's out of the package, which normally would devalue something. However, it was previously worn, so it's got its own special flavoring.
I think she's going for the wrong market, maybe, because there is the whole market that buys used panties. She should be selling it there.
That's actually far more brilliant than just selling used panties.
Used candy panties?
Yeah. You know how much more money you could make selling your own spunk on candy?
That is just disgusting to me, and that is disgusting to me that someone would eat that, but like I fully believe that there are people out there that would pay good money for that.
We're shutting down the podcast. We were going to do this in hopes that maybe eventually, years down the road, we could make some modicum of money. But I think instead of making a modicum of money from podcasting, we're going to make a ton of money from Monica coming. Don't ask who Monica is. I know literally 2 of them, and one of them does have an OnlyFans, but the other one is a middle-aged church woman, so I don't think she's selling spunk edible panties.
But on the other hand, like, my brain goes, are they only used once? Because I remember way back when, my very first retail job, I had this lady bring in underwear that she said that she had never worn before. She washed them and the lace ripped, but she had never worn them before. But she washed them and the lace ripped, so she wanted to exchange them. All fine and dandy. Until, like, I'm looking at the underwear and it was not washed, and it was worn multiple times. I could not wash my hands enough that day.
That sounds like a really bad place to have a return policy.
Oh, I called down a manager, and we both almost puked right at the register when we saw it. And the lady's like, I didn't wear them. I only washed them.
But, like, your washing machine, don't leave that shit in there. Well, I do have sort of an answer. She does swear this was, in fact, only once used because someone commented on it and said, trying to decide if this is a joke or not. She responded, it was only for an hour, plus I sprayed Febreze on them after. That kind of kills the bacteria. And she did put all the question marks, so she's not even sure whether or not Febreze does, in fact, kill bacteria.
But she also said kinda kills all... So what is kinda killing all the bacteria? Like, it half kills all of the bacteria, or it kills... Like, completely kills some of the bacteria?
Well, I would like to point out, do they have Febreze that is also a disinfectant, or is Febreze just scent? I'm fairly certain it's just scent. We're gonna fucking consult Google on this one again.
We are.
While we're waiting,
They have a fabric antimicrobial. I can't read today.
Just today?
No, leave me alone. It's a fabric spray. Antibacterial fabric refresher for fabric.
I mean, fabric probably won't be useful unless she's rocking some hardcore bush, in which case it may very well. So she's not sure that it will kill the bacteria. However, I'm not sure if she's referring to the bacteria that is on the candy or the bacteria from what she's left in them.
At least she's acknowledging she may have left bacteria in them.
I mean, biologically speaking, it is a whole, like, horticulture of microorganism. I'm not going to talk to you about what a vagina does. I feel like you've got enough of life experience on that one. You can't get much more mansplaining than a man trying to explain to you about the bioculture of a vagina. Anyway.
At least you acknowledge that.
Push forward.
What's next, good sir?
Well, that one is $40. So you think 40 is asking too much?
Yes, absolutely.
I was going to go with what we were leading on, where she may have been trying to sell them as a higher value for her own added efforts. However, I do believe, because this was in a girls swap and shop Facebook group, It doesn't seem like that's the right place for her to be posting that, so I have a feeling she was just trying to resell them.
It's obviously a very limited edition flavor. Duh.
Licorice and tuna fish?
Yeah, I don't know, man.
I worked with a guy at the restaurant. He was a gay middle-aged dude. He was really cool. He was a shit worker, but he was really cool. Every time I had to open cans of tuna, he would be like, "Can we walk into a lesbian bar?" Jesus Christ.
Ridiculous.
Oh, speaking of wieners, this has been a real...
You started with hot dogs. Dear Lord, what about wieners now?
Yeah, we're going to stay on the topic of wieners and hot dogs. I mean, specifically the hot dog version of wieners. We're not going to talk about the edible panty-related wieners.
You don't want to talk about the wieners that we apparently have going in Tame of the Week right now?
Yeah, sure.
So, we had a player want a passive tame for Tame of the Week. So, like, you're not knocking out the dino, you legit gotta figure out how to tame it while it's still awake. So I'm like, okay, fine. I like snakes. We're gonna do the titanoboas. They're smaller snakes. Dearest Kristen calls us today and goes, they look like dicks. No, I cannot not see a dick. And Karen can gladly, like,
she was
put
inebriated,
one up there.
wasn't she? A dick or a snake?
One of the titanoboas.
I mean, she could put a dick up there, too, for all we know.
You know what? She should put the first place winner up there.
First place winner of what? The snake or the dick?
The tame...
I don't even know what we're contest judging anymore.
Tame of the week! Look at the colorful dicks!
She was high, wasn't she?
No, I think she was driving.
Kristen?
Yeah.
They don't look like dicks. We have 3 children, and she doesn't know what a dick looks like?
Okay, cut off the body. I just, like...
Well, yeah, if you're gonna cut off the swirly part of the body, yeah, you can make it look like a dick.
Yeah, I kind of got the head of a dick right there.
Oh my god. I don't understand what you people do in this server where you create and hatch and tame dinos and other things.
Look at the bendy dick. Karen, it's the blue one with the purple head and the green, like, gillies. I like...
You just described a very diseased and oxygen-ridden dick. No dick should be blue to begin with, or purple, or green for that matter.
I was say there's a purple one.
I want to be very clear. She's not showing me dicks right now. We're not ignoring the podcast listeners to sit here on an audio medium primarily to look at dicks. They don't. It's a fucking picture of a snake on your phone.
Exactly.
This has gotten so meta and off track at the same time. I don't even know how to pull the reins back in on it. I'm going to have to give you like Scooby snacks or something, so that when you stay on topic, I'm gonna give you one, and you can sit there and munch on it, or fucking snap at you. I don't know. We're gonna figure something
wieners.
out. I have your attention.
Still on topic. Back to the wieners we were apparently discussing. What wieners are we discussing now?
This is what my life has become. For the
You good?
Karen, roll the WikiHow footage. Let's get this out of the way. All right, I've got some questions about the process.
Oh, just search WikiHow. There's a lot of useful information there.
Oh, awesome. Let's see here. How to interpret a dream about seals?
Who needed that? Try rephrasing the question.
Good idea. Okay, how about how to become heartless?
What the fuck, WikiHow?
All right. Since I have your attention, we're talking about wieners. I have scoured the interwebs
Oh god.
for its infamous and infinite knowledge. And I have found that WikiHow is chock full of educational and helpful tidbits and articles about how to achieve things in life. And there's just an unlimited possibilities on there. So I thought we would find something educational for the people of the podcast to listen to.
About wieners.
About wieners. We're going to learn how to calculate pi by throwing frozen hot dogs.
Why would you want to do that?
Now, I would like to tell you that this will make sense after a few steps, but I have read the steps, and I don't fucking have a clue how this works. So, the first step, the method, you want to select a food item to throw. It doesn't have to be hot dogs. They just suggest hot dogs.
But it has to be a food item.
So, there are a couple of qualifications here. First and foremost, it needs to be long, thin, hard, and straight. I don't know if we're talking about calculating pi or my dating profile, but I don't have a dating profile. Kristen, don't worry, don't kill me. I just want to be very clear, don't kill me. So it must also be reasonably stiff. And third, it must be somewhere between 15 and 20 centimeters, or for us imperialist pigs, 6 to 8 inches. They are talking about dicks. There's no way this isn't about dicks. It is rigid and hard and straight and 6 to 8 inches. This sounds like somebody on a dating profile.
Just chop a dick and...
What do you mean chop a dick? You're going to cut someone's dick off for calculating pi?
How do you freeze it and throw it?
What are you chopping dicks off for? You have hot dogs.
Fair point.
What do you mean chop the dick? Honey, can you come here? I need to borrow you for something. This is going to go wonderfully for a few seconds and horribly for the remainder of your life while you bleed out on the floor. I need to calculate pi and you are the necessary sacrifice. Fuck! Anyway. They don't mention penises, okay? They don't want you to... And you're going to lose the blood, so it's going to lose the stiffness. You're going to have to stuff it and taxidermy it. Are you willing to do that? And then you've got one dick. This is going to require you to have several.
Well, okay, so what if you buy one of those dick mold kits? And you make a mold, and then you can make as many of your dick as you want.
Honey, I need to pleasure you for a moment. Do not worry for what reason. Also ignore the canister of 20 molds right here on the table. They will all be used for purposes I do not wish to disclose to you. Also, how long are you claiming to be? Honest answers, please, because this is important for mathematical accuracy.
Absolutely. You're the one that said they were talking about dicks.
I didn't say they were... You're the one who wanted to chop a dick off. I was talking about frozen wieners. And you want to chop off the manhood, throw it into the freezer, and hope for the best.
Not just freezer, liquid nitrogen. Duh.
Oh, liquid nitrogen, okay.
Okay, no, so there ain't no stuff on that thing after, because then it just... You're definitely gonna need quite a few dicks.
I feel like you're gonna be the worst femme fatale the world has ever seen. I feel like I also need to drink way more than I have been.
Chug it.
Chug it. God damn it. Alright, anyway. Other than penises, they say other items fit this criteria, including otter pops, celery, and churros. If you simply can't come to grips with throwing perfectly good food, see the tip section for some additional ideas. Oh, now we're back on dicks again. Alright, so the second step, once you have obtained your phallical object, you're going to select the spot from which to throw your mathematical cuisine. Is their terminology. I did not come up with that. It says you'll probably need about 6 to 10 feet in front of you as you will be throwing straight ahead. I wish we had a big enough space to demonstrate this to see if this actually works out. So,
Well, what's the space we need?
6 to 10 feet. It's obviously not here. Yeah, beyond the camera, there is like a foot, and it's just all junk shoved up against the wall.
No, I was thinking like if we went outside and recorded it for like TikTok or something.
So long as we're not chopping my dick off,
No,
we can
we
maybe
use hot
find...
dogs.
Okay, fuck, Jesus Christ. Alright, step 3 is to clear the area. The place at which you are throwing should be devoid of objects that your food item could possibly run into. So if you are throwing in your kitchen, consider moving the table into another room, or at least throwing in such a way that your food won't hit the table during its flight. God forbid your food hits the table as it lands on the dirty fucking floor. But I guess you're not going to eat these afterward. At least I wouldn't, but...
You can't properly calculate pi if there's stuff in your way.
I don't know that this is any way to accurately calculate pi to begin with. I don't believe this is real. Step 4. I'm getting choked up here. Measure the length of your projectile. I thought we'd already done that when we obtained our projectiles, but apparently not. A tape measure should do the trick. Be as accurate as you can, even down to the millimeter for best results. Since length is a factor, it's best to choose food items that are the same size. If you've chosen something that isn't naturally uniform, such as celery sticks, cut them evenly beforehand. This is turning into a recipe. We're now going through extra steps and not just tossing it. Also, if you're going to go the dick method and be the weirdest femme fatale in all of history, you're going to have to ask dudes to what their dick size is, but then be like, no, really, what is it? Because it's important.
That's when you just take one of those little teeny tiny tape measures with you on one night stands. And that's how you pick your victims.
I'm so concerned for you. You already have an MO. You have selected your victims and the method by which you are selecting them to chop off their dicks and let them bleed out on the floor.
I promise I'm not a criminal.
You can ask any smart device to calculate pi for you, and it will literally tell you up to I don't know how many digits, and you're going around going, nope, gotta figure this shit out myself by cutting dicks off.
It's for math and science.
And now we have your justification in the courtroom. God damn it.
I really hope there's no cops or FBI agents that watch this.
We're on a watch list now. My FBI agent
I don't need social media.
Maybe not. You are for
I'm not
sure.
a criminal, I promise.
For sure going to be paid a lot of attention to from here on out. Step 5. Are you ready for step 5? You're going to lay down masking tape and parallel strips across the floor as far apart as your projectile is long. The strips should be perpendicular to the direction you'll be throwing. If your item is 6 to 18 inches long, lay down about 6 to 10 strips. Lay down fewer if longer and more shorter. You with me so far? We got masking tape on the floor. Alright. On a piece of paper, make a column for tosses and another column of crosses. The tosses column is where you'll keep track of how many times you throw your food item, or penis. The crosses column is where you'll track how many times your item landed across one of the lines. Now, this is not very scientific. I don't know. You tell me how that somehow relates to pi being calculated.
I don't know. Let's see.
It looks like someone didn't know how to read tea leaves, so their idea was to toss hot dogs on the floor, and they were going to read the positions of the hot dogs. Step 7, get into position and throw your food. You know, like you were always told not to do as a child.
This is for science, though. You can do whatever for science.
You can absolutely tell the judge whatever your heart desires. So, as you're throwing your hot dogs one at a time, observe whether or not it is crossing one of the lines. If it is, put a tick under crosses, and a tick under tosses. If it isn't, just put a tick under tosses. I feel like we said something back to back the same way. Tosses, crosses. I don't fucking know anymore. When you run out of hot dogs, pick them up and reuse them, making sure to throw from the same position. Repeat this as many times as you'd like. You should start seeing some interesting results by around 100 to 200 throws. What are the interesting results that you're going to see? Also, how important is it to know pi that you're going to throw hot dogs 200 times instead of just Googling the goddamn question? So here's the mathematical equation that they've come up with. When you are done, divide the number of crosses by 2 and divide the number of tosses by that. For example, if you threw 300 times and it crossed 191 times, you would calculate 300 divided by parentheticals 191 divided by 2, And to your amazement, you will now have an approximation for pi. This is how you figure out pi by throwing hot dogs.
Someone seriously came up with a formula.
I don't... You know what? You have a calculator. Get that shit out. So, let's go with their example here. 191 divided by 2. Because parentheses are first. So, this is 95.5. So, you're going to do 300 divided by 95.5. Okay.
3.14136125565.
I know 3.14. That's all I remember. That's scary accurate.
Pi is 3.14159265359. That's all Google would give me.
Yeah, it's not going to list off an infinite number because that's what it is.
It's the fourth number over from the decimal point that's off.
It did say an approximation.
So you still get 3.141.
How long would it take you to throw 300 hot dogs? I feel like we need Jeopardy music here.
If you can just get one of the boxes that we get at the gas station, just sitting, I don't think it would take too long.
No.
Because, so I think there was 3 or 4 packs of hot dogs in a box, and each pack of hot dogs would get us through a week. And you'd put, I want to say it was 5 to 8 hot dogs on a day.
But, hear me out. It took you literally 2 seconds to Google pie. 2 seconds. You didn't throw 300 hot dogs or hot dogs 300 times.
And you know what they told us in school about how you won't have a calculator around at all times and whatnot. I'm pretty sure they're still doing the same thing, and I'm pretty sure that's what that's good for.
Yeah, absolutely. You're never gonna have a calculator with you in real life, but how many times have we never needed the calculator in real life? If we're doing maybe math or purchases or something, we need to calculate.
We legit have a mini computer in our pockets.
Yeah, and they were wrong. They were 100% wrong.
Absolutely.
Fuck them.
Yep.
Burn in hell, teachers.
They're still doing it.
You've
too.
done nothing for us.
Or the whole, college won't be like this, but college is so much better.
College is, in some regards, easier. When you're in the beginning couple of years, it's a lot easier. But if you don't feel like showing up, your teacher's like, I don't give a shit. You already paid me, so come or don't come. I don't give a fuck.
Right.
Oh, goddamn. Well, now that we've talked about eating hot dogs and throwing hot dogs and why the FBI will be watching you very carefully from here on out.
I promise on my children's lives, they are Ash, Danny, and Oliver, that I am not a criminal.
Oh, gosh. It's not very binding when you don't fucking have children.
No one has to know that. Their names are Ash, Danny, and Oliver.
I think we owe it to the people to stop this episode. Maybe stop the podcast entirely. I'm not sure yet.
Ouch.
We'll give it a couple more and see where we are.
Ouch.
But for the time being, the best I can do is stop the episode. So, are you ready, now that we've talked about wieners the entire episode, to let the people go? Because at this point, they are effectively hostages.
They don't want to hear us talk about wieners anymore?
They may. If you get social media, you might got some interesting DMs.
I don't know if I can get social media now. The world's going to think I'm a criminal who goes around and chops off dicks and then, from one night stand specifically,
You're the one who laid out your entire plot,
drops
your entire MO. The only thing you haven't done was tell us how you were going to get rid of the bodies, unless you're not concerned about that, because all you're focused on is trying to figure out pie.
That's when you heat up whatever you use to cut off the dick so it cauterizes the wound.
Oh, so we're not killing them. We're just,
Exactly.
castrating them.
Exactly.
I'm pretty sure that's still a crime. I don't know what, because I'm not a professional
Assault?
lawyer. It's for sure an assault of some kind. Absolutely, it's an assault. I think this
Intent of
episode has
bodily
been
harm.
an assault on people's ears.
Sorry.
I don't believe it for a second.
No, not really.
Well, let's let the good people go. And this week's Worst of Humanity, we'll close out of here. You ready?
Okay, what we got?
Alright, roll it.
Oh my god, who thinks of this shit? Hey, quick, come here, take a look at this.
Why would you show me that?
I don't want to suffer alone.
This is the worst of humanity.
Alright, so last week we did a Urban Dictionary term in which I had you guess what suicide wank was.
Oh my goodness.
This week we're going to do something different. I don't want every week to be the Urban Dictionary because they do get to be hard to find. Some of them are real fucking bizarre. Some of them are just like dumb. So I want to change it up. The Worst of Humanity is not always going to be Urban Dictionary like it has been in the past. Instead, it has sometimes to be... I fucking can't talk now. Sometimes it will be just something for you and the listeners to take with you and think about until next week.
Oh God.
So I have such a occasion for this. Are you ready for it? All right. Our Worst of Humanity this week. Someone posted on the interweb, why do women never have to take a DNA test to see if the child is theirs? Someone put that on the internet. The thought crossed their mind. They thought they were being genius about taking a stand for men, and they posted it to the internet.
If there was a bad case, like if it was a really, really, really common thing of baby swapping for whatever reason, I feel like that is the only scenario that would be necessary. But like you have to think like, oh, someone swapped my baby with another.
I think this is
To be
very
curious.
much misogyny at its finest.
Yes.
This is someone who said, why is it always the men? Why can't the women get DNA tested? I don't know that it's their baby.
Yeah. We got a lot of dumb people in the world now, though.
Yeah. There's a lot of there's 8 trillion of us. There's bound to be quite a few bad eggs.
But I feel like my hypothetical is very, 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 very hypothetical. Like, people aren't out there swapping babies
I
every
wasn't
day.
sure if you were talking about that. We're about to chopping wieners again.
No!
You hypothetical. How I would get away with it. That's all I've got for this week. Do you have anything you want to add?
I swear on my life, I am not a criminal, and I don't. Look, dicks are weird. I don't want to have to do all the work to chop one off, freeze it, and toss it. Like, there's a lot of time with dicks.
What do
I
you,
promise I'm not a criminal.
what do you mean dicks are weird?
They're just
They're
weird.
very... Oh my god. This is a whole nother thing. We don't have time to get into talk, but this is a whole nother discussion. That might be the replacement for the Worst of Humanity, honestly. Jesus fucking Christ.
Dicks are weird.
Dicks are weird.
Genitals are weird.
I'm not disagreeing with you. I'm just saying that completely out of left field. God fucking damn it.
I'm just trying to defend myself and prove that I'm not a criminal that's going to go around chopping up dicks.
So anyway, what we're trying to say is if you would like to follow us still after all of this has just occurred, if by some demented reason you're still interested in finding us and the good things that I'm trying to do, I'm going to isolate myself here.
I'm along to keep you company.
You can follow the podcast multiple places, Facebook and Instagram at Overdue for Extinction. We often post pictures, links, and videos related to the episodes each week. You can follow us on Twitter and Threads at Twitter is O4EPod, O the number 4EPod, and Threads is at Overdue for Extinction. Very similar, as you probably are aware of what's happening with the Zuck and the Musk. We're on there posting updates about the podcast or co-host changing. It seems to be kind of a regular thing these days. And whether
Are
or
you gonna
not
fire me?
whether or not there will be a different one from now on, you can find updates like that on Twitter and Threads. TikTok is at Overdue for Extinction. We have bonus goofs and video clips from the episodes. I don't even know which one to clip from this one. I will figure that out. If you have any content you want to send in or stories about your own personal dumb things, we will happily talk about it. You can send that content in at overdueforextinction@gmail.com. Get in touch with us, share stories, submit content, all of that good stuff. And we do have a Discord as well in which you can join other dummies. It was meant to be a community in which people can talk about the podcast and just dumb things that they have seen, done, or heard. But instead it is turned into a place where people do not get banned for the memes that they're sharing. I think you will feel quite at home once you finally care enough about our people to join us. If you want the link to the Discord, you can find that on our Facebook and Twitter. The code is XUR48VWWKK. I don't give a shit that I read it too fast because it's stupid that I have to read a link number to you. Anyway, I think that's it for this week, yeah?
Yep.
Cool. Protect your wieners. Don't get too close to Caitlin. And whatever you do, stay safe and stay smart.
That's still asking a lot.
Overdue for extinction.